Does any? Do you guys have any questions? I know I've gone way over my 20 minutes, so you know. Damn it! Oh, you have to come to the question. You have to go to the talking stick.
Hi, Chris.
Hello.
I've got two questions for you. One's from my wife and one's from me. My wife wants to know, you've satirized God in Shakespeare. What's next?
I'm going to do a book called Bite Me, a love story. I'm about halfway through with it. It's the third one in my vampire. You know, it begins with the huge shaved vampire cat Chet menacing the city of San Francisco, and then I'm going to do a book about French painters because you totally wouldn't expect that. So that's basically it. And what's your question?
My question is, when you're writing, what do you read? Do you read other books? Do you watch movies? Do you listen to music? Look at paintings? I mean, what inspires you?
Those are two different questions.
I suppose.
You really got three questions. Sorry, but that's all right. There's nobody waiting. Let's see. What inspires me, and do I read? I do read books. There's some writers I can't read when I'm writing because their style is sort of, you know, it takes over what I'm doing. So, I mean, in some cases that's good. Like I can read the shit out of Steinbeck, you know, and I'm. Oh well, sounds like Steinbeck. But Elmore Leonard has certain idiosyncrasies that I can see in my older books when I was reading an Elmore Leonard novel. Like he uses ing forms like, no, that's no, not dogfuckingly. That's Shakespeare. No, but he'll say like, "Get out of here, Benny." And then we'll just say Benny, comma, thinking he was a badass. Nobody else does that. And if I'm and I can look back, I think in Practical Demon Keeping, and I do that a couple of times, and I know that. So I can't read some people. But on the other hand, when I was doing Fool, I listened to Shakespeare, and I watched Britcoms, and watched. It's a real word. Because I needed to be able to write sort of an Elizabethan dialect that you guys as Americans would effortlessly understand, so it would sound Elizabethan. So I did want to be able to sort of write British by ear. And what was the other question? They inspire me. What inspires me? Something that's cool. I mean, when I go on the book that I'm going to do about painters, when I go on book tour, I have maybe an hour or two in each city. And what I've done to sort of get out of listening to my own voice, which is freaky, I go to an art museum and I look at great art. And after doing that for like 15 years, I thought, well, I got this click. I said, maybe I should write a book about that because it's such a cool feeling. This is probably more serious than anybody wants to hear. There's a thing, if I look at art for very long, a couple hours of great art, then I have this shift in perception. And everything I see looks like art to me. And everything has composition, and and it sort of just pops everything into an aesthetic it's a great place to be. And I thought, well, can I write that? Can I make that happen? And of course it has to be funny or you'll all abandon me.
Yeah.
So that, you know, it depends. The whales, you know, being in the water with an animal the size of a city bus that's singing so loud that your ribs are vibrating and the fluids in your knees are vibrating, that's an inspiring thing. And so can I put that on paper and make you guys feel that or see that? So I'm inspired by inspiring stuff.
I have kind of pathetic and juvenile question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
You are in the right place, my friend.
I cried at the end of A Dirty Job, and I wondered, I've always wanted to ask you why Charlie had to die. And I apologize to anybody for whom I'm spoiling the book. But,
yeah, thanks.
But it's my favorite. I think it may be my favorite book ever.
Thanks. That's very nice. The reason Charlie had to die is that was my book about death, and everybody has to die. And that was what that book was in, you know, the gentleman asked me what inspires me. I was primary, and pardon me if you guys heard me talk about Dirty Job when I was here. I was a primary caretaker for my mom when she was dying, and then the secondary caretaker for my girlfriend's mom when she was dying. And one of the things that was really heartbreaking was both of these women were looking for what they did wrong. And Charlie says to a lady who's in that position, you know, about I did something wrong, and he says to her, no, this is exactly what is supposed to happen. This is the natural order of things. So I didn't just do it to, you know, bum you out. But it's, and the other thing is that
I didn't cry because I was bummed out.
Okay, yeah, but it was, and you know, that's the thing is kind of I get your defenses down with the jokey stuff, and then bam. But I also find that, like, if I'm watching a movie, I mean, it's very, you know, kind of Spielbergian jerk-off thing, but wow. Well, that means, you know, he's. Never mind. Gives a whole new meaning to that. That I was more moved when someone came back to life. You know, like you watch that movie, The Abyss, and she drowns, and he brings her back. I'm crying. And I thought, well, I got to do that. And so for all of you for whom she's spoiled the book, he does come back. You know, so
just in a different way.
Yeah, don't put it. Yeah, but it's the potential of open potential. You know, it's a new beginning. You know, except for the being completely dead part. Anyway, that's why. It's because there is an inevitability. That had to happen. It was a book about death. You know. Yeah, you're welcome.
How has technology affected how you write? Do you still write on paper, or are you all into your computer, or how has that changed how you process your work?
How has technology changed how I work? I wrote my first book with a pen, but not because the technology wasn't there, but because I didn't own a computer. And then I input it to a computer. Basically, what's happened since I started writing books is that the internet has happened. And so it used to be I would write my first like 2 or 3 books, I would just write stuff and guess. And now I get to something like, I remember writing Fluke, for instance, and I needed a Greek name for Clay's brothers. And so I will go to the Greek baby naming site. And 4 hours later, I'm like, oh, and that's the main export of Greece? And so it's a massive distraction. The other thing is, as many of you guys know, is that I always feel that any art is communication. And it's because of the internet, it's allowed me to make it two-way. It's not just I throw my books out there and whoever finds them does it. You guys actually, I mean, clearly I do fiction by request. That's how you end up with a giant fruit bat in California for Christmas. You guys are like, when's Roberto coming back? And I'm like, well, working on a Christmas book. Sure, why not? So those are probably the two main things. It's wildly distracting, and then I get to talk to you guys. So you guys, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to say there's no method to the madness. So thank you.